In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to perform basic calculations as well as insert complex formulas and functions. So a few standard operations that you can do are plus for addition, a hyphen for subtraction, an asterisk for multiplication, a forward slash for division, and a caret for exponents. So the first basic formula that I'm going to show you is going to be calculating the semester total. So let's add the October and the September points. To begin, you insert an equal. So for all formulas and functions, you start with an equal. So I'm going to do equal this cell, which is D4, and I want to add that to D4. If I press enter, I have the semester total, and if I want to apply this function to the entire sheet, I can just drag it all the way down, and there we go. There's the total. So for more complex formulas, things that call for things that call for parentheses and multiplication, you would have to remember your order of operations. So PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So PEMDAS. Remember that, as you probably learned in grade school. And so let's say for some reason you wanted to add October and semester points together and divide them by 2. So that would kind of be finding the average for each person's month. So to do that, remember start with an equal and then put it in parentheses what you want to add together first. So D1 plus D4, close the parentheses, and then use the asterisk to say, oh, we want to divide. So use the forward slash, divide by 2. And there we go. There's pretty much the average for each month. Now, for functions, which do not forget, functions and formulas are different. So functions are pretty much built in, what I'm about to show you next. So things that you can go over here and say sum, average, count, maximum, minimum. So with formulas, they're more like what we did over here and over here. They're kind of, I would like to say, personalized equations, formulas. So there we go. Say, like for October, I wanted to find the total points for September. The way I can do that is I go down here, press equal. Remember, all things start with equal. I can type in sum, or I can go over here and click whatever I want. So I typed it in, sum, and I click whichever one I want. I highlight the range I want the sum calculated for, and then you can close the parentheses or press enter. They're pretty much the same. Press enter, and there we have our total. So let's say I want to find how many of the percentage-wise, how much each person wrote in accordance to the total sum. Now to do that, I would press equal again. Remember, all functions and formulas have to begin with equal in Google Sheets. So I click this cell over here, divided by the total, and I press enter. And now it's 0 because Google Sheets tends to like whole numbers at first. So if I go to more formats, and if I click automatic, you have the whole number right over there. Now I want it in percents, so let's go to percents, and there we go. Now say I wanted to apply this to the whole sheet, and we can't because it would be dividing by 0. So every time this row moves down, this column will move over 1. So if you can see over here, it says D5 and D25. So as you can see, it's moving down over here. And there's nothing there, and you cannot divide by 0. That's something basic that we learned in math. So to prevent that, you would double click, and then you would add a $sign. So that makes it the absolute reference. Now, absolute reference means that it will stay in this cell and this cell only. If you only put an absolute reference in front of the column, then it's going to stay in D only. If you only put an absolute reference instead of this cell, then it's only going to stay in 24. So it's going to move all the way down there. Now, if you put it in both, it stays directly in the same cells that you put. So once I press enter, and then now let's drag it down. And as you can see, it all shows up. All right, so these are a few functions and formulas that you can use with Google Sheets. Thank you for watching.